Hi everyone, it's Shar and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Create a Sim video. This one is actually for my save file, and y'all, I have news because I actually moved my save file over into a new save file. Before I was just building in Not So Berry. So a family that I've always loved but has bothered me in The Sims 4 is the Caliente family. And I've given them makeovers before, starting with the Calientes that we get in the game and kind of remaking them in my vision. But I started to get really into Sims videos when I was watching Plumbella do the entire history of, and a few years ago she did the entire history of the Caliente family, and for whatever reason I just felt so nostalgic and I went back and I watched that video, and I was playing with Whimsy Stories and realized I don't play with the townies in The Sims 4 because they're not interesting, they don't have any backgrounds, but naturally in other Sims games lots of these families actually do have backgrounds. And a family that we do know the genealogy of is the Caliente family. So prior to getting to Nina and Dina, who we're giving the makeover to today, I went into my save file and I've recreated the entire family line, starting with Nestor Caliente. And I did that. I followed all the storylines as much as we know about them, because many of these characters were unplayable characters that just appear in the family tree. I followed their genetics. I tried to remake them based on their pictures on the Sims wiki, and we just went down that line until we got to Nina and Dina. And here we are, Nina and Dina Caliente, with their correct ethnic backgrounds and family genealogy, because believe it or not, the Caliente sisters are not white and they're not tan because they're fake tanning. I mean, maybe they're fake tanning, but they have Middle Eastern, I believe, and Hispanic or Latin American heritage. And that's where they're getting their features from. And I gave you a little close-up of them before I put on skin details. And I love that they're identical, by the way. The game just made them identical. Gave them a little bit of a bump in their nose, because that's a nod to their grandfather, Tarek, who had that. So I just really love the way they turn out. Now I remake them in my vision, and if you get my save file, which I don't know when it will be out, I'm just playing with it at this point. You probably don't even care, but I'm just playing with it and trying to create these storylines. What's I even saying? I don't know. I'm trying to recreate them in my vision. We start off with Nina and Dina Caliente, and this version of them has their Sims 2, Sims 3, Sims 1, whatever the case may be, their genealogy, the entirety of it combined. I do change their traits. I give them skills. The traits I give them is kind of like a combination of what you can read on their wiki pages. Obviously, a lot of those traits don't translate over into the Sims 4, so I gave what I thought was the closest approximation to a personality they might have. So Nina in her pictures is always depicted as being very sporty, so I go with that for her aesthetic and her look. And then we come to Dina. Now this version of Dina has just been widowed. Her husband, Michael Batchelor, has passed, and I'm giving her this makeover. Obviously I want her to look identical to her sister because they are identical twins in my save file, but I do change some of her features with just various skin details, small features like the Pixa stuff, which just changes her nose a little bit, changes some of her features, her mouth, things like that, just where the shadows are on her face, and that helps her differentiate a little bit, because I think even identical twins don't have every single feature identical. At a certain point you can start to tell the difference between them. So they turn out really well. I have a lot of fun playing with Dina and just adding these details to her. And I know the Caliente sisters are supposed to be these gold diggers. That storyline can come into play if you want to play with this save file or you want to download these Sims off the gallery. They will be in my gallery. That's always linked below. I'm having trouble with my thoughts today. Okay, so if you wanted to, you can play them as gold diggers. But in my mind, Dina has the soulmate aspiration. She's supposed to have very similar traits to Don Lothario, but she has the soulmate aspiration. She married Michael Batchelor, and I think the entire town, including his family, probably thought she was a gold digging hoe. But I think Dina was definitely attracted to his money, but I don't think she married him for his money in this version of my save file. Remember, The Sims 4 is an alternate universe. I think she married Michael Batchelor for love, probably felt that he understood her in some way that most people do not understand her, and she was obviously devastated when he did pass. He passed under normal circumstances. I believe he died of old age, but the fact that he was so much older than Dina did not help with the whole gold digger stereotype in her path. So you can see in her accessories, she's always wearing a ring, or she's usually wearing a ring in most of her outfits. That's her engagement ring from Michael. I struggled with Dina's style a little bit because it's very like 2000s preppy in a lot of her pictures. So I wanted to keep that more feminine edge to her outfits, but bring it into the future. And I play with so many skirts and bottoms. A lot of them clip with this top, but I just don't think it works. It worked in the 2000s. It's not working in this save file. So I go with something that's like a happy medium. I forget what I even dress her in, but I tried to make it seem like she had been married to or into the Bachelor family. So obviously she knows the Goss. I imagine that she and Bella would have had some kind of relationship, and that's a little bit of that influence. And the Calientes are supposed to be like this new money family. Land grabs are old money. That money's been around for centuries, and Nina and Dina Caliente are new money, and she's trying to incorporate that, but I don't think it's coming across really well, if you get what I'm saying. It's like she's showing off the brands as opposed to being subtly wealthy, and this phrase always makes me laugh, so I want to tell it to you all. And it's the saying that money talks but wealth whispers. So Nina is very much the money talks aspect of her personality, and I wasn't going to give them all of their outfits, but because they're going to go on the gallery, you can download them and play with them even without the save file. They're definitely on my gallery. My gallery is always linked in the description of the video if you want to find them, but I do give them their outfits, and I go with Nina to give her a more like sporty athletic look. And once I point this out, you're not going to be able to unsee it. The whole time I was making Nina, all I could think was that she was reminding me of two people, Rihanna and Jocelyn from Love and Hip Hop. That's it. That's all I could see. But I do love how Nina and Dina come out, and I think the fact that they have their family line in my save file already makes them more interesting. I want to give them a slightly different story in this version of the same file because I want you to load up and for these townies to feel like people who have their own backgrounds and their own stories, and not just Sims who are there to make the world seem full. So yeah, Nina gets her super casual, still some of that designer edge in there. Dina's not hoarding the money, okay? Nina gets some of it too. But she's just super pretty, and I love, love, love this orange color on her. And she gets very dominatrix vibes for her cold weather outfit. Mostly because it's Oasis Springs, you know, it doesn't get cold, all right? She is fine, especially with all that leather on. She's going to be completely fine. And I just love how Nina turns out. And that's pretty much Nina done. I go back, I add all the features to her, making sure all those details are there. She has her lashes on every outfit. She has her blush in every outfit. But the challenge, of course, with using CC is making sure that my Sims keep their CC on, because I do tend to do like CC clear outs fairly often, but I've gotten my CC folder to a point where I'm mostly happy with what's in it. I'm definitely going to be deleting a few things, but I think what's in it is what I definitely want to keep. So then we move on to Dina Caliente, who is our beautiful little blonde queen. I'm trying to incorporate this influence of the people she hangs out with, so her hot weather outfit was definitely influenced by Nancy Landgrab, who wears a tracksuit, but of course her variation of it for Dina. The party outfit gets a little bit more like, I like that idea, I like that aesthetic. I think I go with something that's like more form-fitting, but still trying to show off like, hey, we have money. So this would be a very expensive blue dress that she does end up wearing. The whole time I was like, dang, Dina's got butt. She got a booty on her. So yeah, that's that. So we're coming to the end of this video. You're just going to see the overall outfits for the Sims. I try to communicate a story. Dina's hair keeps changing with every single outfit. Don't worry, it does not actually do that in the game. I give her wedding ring in some of her outfits. Just make sure she has the right eyes on every outfit. And that is Nina and Dina Caliente with the correct ethnic backgrounds complete. So because we are coming to the end of the video, I want to talk about something else that's on my mind, and that's the new game pack, which is the like home decorator or whatever you want to call it. I think the game pack looks really cool. It's so heavy on the build mode, and that's like my question is, we've gotten packs in the past, right? That's just like build stuff and a career. So I think a good example of that might be like the Moschino pack. So that's a lot of build stuff and a career. There's also like the paranormal stuff pack, right? Build stuff and then a career. But those are stuff packs and not game packs. So I'm wondering what's going to be added to this pack that makes it a game pack and not a stuff pack. And I'm not just talking like the sheer volume of stuff. I want something that's going to substantively change the game and how we play it, because right now it's seeming to me like a version of the paranormal stuff pack. So I'm just curious. I'm excited for it though. I actually had dreams about it last night that I was in there redecorating the Sims houses, and what I love about that is that when your Sims actually go visit these houses, your touch is going to be in there, and you're going to have a reason to be in there other than just fixing the game. You would have been playing the interior decorator career, so I think that sounds super fun. But here is all of Nina Caliente's outfits. I changed her hair and her sportswear. I think she would fit that jersey dress really well. You can see in comparison to her sister, she definitely has a more casual style. It's not anything really. It's like casual streetwear is how I would describe her. I stick with a little bit of her colors. In some of her outfits, she's wearing like these bluish greens, even in The Sims 4. So I stick with that. And you already saw this orange outfit because I think she looks amazing in orange. It just looks so good in her. And what surprised me was that the red and blonde in the Caliente family genealogy and like in Nina and Dina is actually correct. They do have red and blonde hair in their family gene line, so it makes sense that they did get that hair naturally, which technically I think makes them non-identical. But I don't know. I'm not a biologist. I don't understand anything to do with genetics. So there we go. So for the first time, I am actually going to take you into the world after we finish Create a Sim, but I do want to show you Dina's outfit. I don't love all of Dina's outfits, but when I was putting them on her, the impression I got was that Dina loves all of Dina's outfits. So you can see in the way I dressed her, I always try to communicate a story with how I decorate houses, but also how I dress Sims, communicate something about their personality. So she wears this super casual outfit for sleep. Well, casual for her. We already saw the beautiful blue dress that's just showing off all her curves. We come to her swimwear, which I think is something very similar to her sisters. Just shows her roots, how she would have dressed. I would have imagined that they've grew up in this version of my save out in the poor neighborhood of Oasis Springs, and that's would have been where they were raised. We have this, which is more of an influence of who she was hanging out with during the years of her marriage, as well as her snowy weather, which I imagine she took with her to Aspen. So that's them. Here's a close-up. You can never unsee it. Does she not remind you of, in this case, Jocelyn? So then we come to their genealogy. Look at that. They have the correct parent. Who the hell is Katrina Caliente? She's definitely not their mom. And then we have the entire genealogy where you can see the only person that is left alive is actually their grandfather, pollination technician number 7. They do know their grandfather. You can do with that what you will when you play the game. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.